Welcome everybody to episode 18 of Smack Talk here at smarkoutmoment.com. If there's still a smarkoutmoment.com, because Google is fucking me over this entire month and screwing up all my page views. So, yay! Real fun. I'm your host as always, Tony Mango. With me, the usual suspects, Mike Burhan, Braden Mayhew, Chris Dace. What's up, guys?
I'm just tired after a long few days of moving. That's always fun.
I've been playing the Simpsons arcade game.
Woo! Good game. Only beat it once. Shitload of quarters. That's how they get you.
I beat it twice. Once with my kids as well.
All things good on your side, Dace?
Yep, currently playing the Marvel game on Facebook, getting ready for the Avengers movie.
Woo! Highlight of the week, watching that fucking trailer.
We are not the Justice League.
Oh, that was a good movie. I just got done watching that too.
Justice League Doom?
Oh yeah, don't fuck with Batman. Batman.
Badass.
You can't fuck with Batman. Alright, well, let's go right into the hot tags. Or, you know what, let's go into Ask Him first. You got an Ask Him, or are we going right into the hot tags?
Yes, I've got an Ask Him. I always have an Ask Him.
Let's do that one first then. Go for it.
Before he was a major player in the ECW, and as part of a network associated storyline, he was a member of a big group in the WWE which never got over.
A network thing?
Yeah, and it was a big militant group in the WWE that never got over. Who is he?
Well, if you say big people in ECW, there's only about 5 people that exist.
And I'll let you know as well, he never officially wrestled in ECW, but he did manage.
Oh, there goes my guess. Never officially wrestled in there. Big group.
He was hated like a common cold.
That's like half the roster.
Right. Hated by who? Because if it's hated by me, that's 75%. I don't know. Who is it?
Cyrus the Virus.
Who?
Cyrus, Don Callis.
Name doesn't
He
ring
was
a
known
bell.
as the Jackal in the WWE.
Oh, fucking Jackal. Jeez. The Interrogator, the Jackal, the other 2 fucking guys. What was it? Recon?
Yeah, Recon and Sniper. And
Sniper,
Kurgan.
that's what it was. Kurgan, yeah.
That guy was like one of the worst giants ever.
He was only better when he moved over and started tagging with Golga with the oddities. It was so bad. Alright, so let's go into the hot tags then. First hot tag. William Regal is the GM, otherwise known as the match coordinator of NXT. With all this GM shit with Laurinaitis and Teddy Long, I don't know why they decided to have one with NXT, but then again, why did they keep NXT anyway? Because the show is so awful, I don't even watch it anymore. I haven't watched it for, I guess, 40 weeks out of the 52 weeks of this crap. I don't know. I wish that it would just die off, but with the WWE Network, it doesn't seem like it will, unless the WWE Network dies off beforehand, which might. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
Titus O'Neil, man, he's a main eventer. It's just pointless. They added something pointless to a pointless show. They're not competing for any championships. They're not really doing anything. So why? It just gives Regal something to do, really.
Right, Dace.
I actually miss the days when William Regal was commissioner, and would love it if he ends up like booting Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis and just runs the world. I missed William Regal as a commissioner, so good for him.
And Braden?
Well, we all know William Regal is pretty relevant and entertaining as the general manager of Raw, a show with an actual audience. Now he's just the matchmaker general manager for a show with no audience. So I guess it's entertaining for the people who watch it, but Yeah, it's kind of random. Did it
For-
really need its own general manager?
For all 3 people that watch NXT.
Yeah, for all 3 people who watch NXT. Yeah.
Those 3 aren't
My
on this
parents
show.
are calculated in that.
So talking about shit, CM Punk is talking about his least favorite opponent, and he says that was Elijah Burke, and he calls him a diva. I can actually kind of see this, and I don't know Burke personally, but I can see why Punk would call him a diva. He probably got a little too much of an ego boost when they started pushing him with the new breed, and it sort of rubbed off the wrong way and everything like that. I still think it's a little weird that Elijah Burke is the one that he considers his least favorite opponent, as opposed to maybe people like Kali and
Viscera.
Viscera and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, still kind of makes sense. Mike?
For me, I could see where he was coming from because the Pope wasn't necessarily liked in the WWE before he left. There was talks of him getting a swelled head. He kept calling himself the Pope and talking about his congregation and all that rubbish. And as far as I'm concerned, he was someone who had he had some talent, but he was more really sort of a lower card, mid card type wrestler, and he totally overplayed himself. So.
Dace?
I'm kind of sensing a pattern with CM Punk that when he doesn't like someone, he calls them a little girl.
That's true.
I mean, I don't blame him. Punk's been in the business a lot longer. Punk's a harder worker. Punk's more entertaining, so I'll believe it. He probably is a little bitch. Yep, I said it.
Well, we don't know, when they were actually in the ring, like how stiff or how bad he executed moves and whatnot. That could be a part of it. I've seen a YouTube video where like Burke hit Punk in the back with like a double knee backbreaker sort of thing, and like you hear Punk say, "Ah, man, that hurt." So he probably hated working with them. Burke is just Burke. Look where his career is now. They thought he was going to be something in TNA, and now he's not even on television. Meh.
Might as well be on Next.
Hot tag number 3. Somebody who is potentially leaving the WWE, Mark Henry. He's apparently very pissed off, and understandably so, that they made him work when he was injured. And, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he was injured. You can't stress that Brodus Clay isn't safe enough of a worker, and everybody should be safe with Cena, and then have Mark Henry go out with a groin injury and wrestle for 2 fucking months injured like that. He's been in the company for all these years, and they treated him like shit like that, so I can understand why he would be pissed off and possibly not renewing his contract. I hope he does, though, because he's been doing the best work that he's been doing his entire career in the past year, so hopefully he sticks around, but if he doesn't, I understand. Mike?
He's a main eventer. Of course he's going to work injured. You want to keep your spot within the company, you're going to work injured sometimes. That's what happens. You got the belt, you got to get the next guy over before you go and take some time off. And they've been trying the hardest to keep the guy off TV, but there's been situations where they needed him. You want to be pushed to that level, but yet you don't want to put the work in when that level happens. And sometimes you have to work injured unless he's at the point where he can't physically compete, which obviously he wasn't.
Dace?
I don't see what the issue is.
I don't believe those reports that are saying that he's upset, because he was kind of pushing to keep working through it anyhow.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the other main eventers, Punk's been wrestling with a broken hand for the longest time. Rhodes is hurt. I mean, everybody's going out there hurt. I just think these are kind of fabricated. He probably just made like a comment like, "Man, this sucks," and then now it's been blown out of proportion, saying everybody in this world is against me and I'm quitting. Mark Henry's only going to leave if he's retiring.
Possibility. Braden?
Well, if this is indeed true, it kind of explains why he's taken so many TV losses as of late. Anybody else notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like every match he's getting like beaten within a minute or whatever. It's
Getting his
kind of
wig
ridiculous. Yeah, pretty much. So, he may have been doing the best work of his career, but the booking as of late is kind of completely screwed over what they built up over the summer. So if he does leave, he leaves. If he stays, he stays. It's a wait and see sort of thing with this situation.
And final hot tag, something that isn't leaving but coming back apparently, Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I've been bitching and complaining because they keep switching around this pay-per-view schedule, and I'm tired of moving my fucking schedule around. But apparently the pay-per-view is back. It's back at July 15th, if I remember correctly, and it's not going to be in Las Vegas. It's going to be in, I think Phoenix, Arizona now. I only have one thing to say about. Well, I have two things to say about this. First, I'm very glad Money in the Bank is back as a pay-per-view. I didn't want to see it at WrestleMania unless the pay-per-view wasn't on there, but I would rather have it as a pay-per-view. Number two, figure out what fucking pay-per-views you want and then fucking put them in order, WWE. You have an entire year to figure this shit out, and you can do it within minutes if you really want to sit down and think about it, but you're not, and it's pissing me the fuck off. Mike?
I'm with Tony. Fuck you! And fuck everyone.
Damn right.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I like the Money in the Bank concept, and I like the pay-per-view as well. And I believe it's better as a pay-per-view rather than on WrestleMania. But they need to find something suitable to replace it on Mania, which they haven't done as of yet.
Dace?
I'm happy it's back. I care less. Like, you're gonna keep changing their pay-per-views. I miss the days when it was Vengeance and like it was Armageddon and Judgment Day. I miss those titles because these stupid little pay-per-views where they're doing specialty matches, which take away from the allure, irritates me. But Money in the Bank is one of the few that I like.
In your house.
Yeah, I want it's more in your house. Braden?
Yeah, this is like the fourth change within the last month. Lovely.
Right.
Nice to know that they have their pay-per-views all sorted out. Money in the Bank's a better fit for July anyway than TLC. I found that kind of a weird choice, so thank goodness they're bringing it back to July. I wouldn't have minded if it came back to WrestleMania, but for a solid show that got pretty decent buy rates, and it, outside of the Big Four, probably has the most intrigue. Smart business move to keep it as a pay-per-view. I couldn't believe I heard it when they scrapped it. Now I see they backpedaled. Lovely. Keep it the same.
And for those that might have heard that, Braden just turned into a transformer midway through this paper, this
Do as I
recording.
command.
But we could hear you though.
Cool.
So that does it for the hot tags and part 1 of episode 18. There's going to be a short rest of the show because there's not much going on this week. But part 2, we're going to talk about the Briscoe brothers being possibly blocked by ROH for signing with WWE. And part 3, we'll talk about the Rock and Cena promo. And essentially that's it for the whole week. But check out part 2.
Another 1-hour rant from me about the Briscoes.
Check out part 2 coming up right about now.